storm has passed, the time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. The storm is gone, and maybe it's not too long until you rest your head, get some sleep, try to dream of something sweet. Thunder's gone, rain is coming down. If you look up to the sky, you see things are clearing now. Everything is gonna be okay, even when it's not. All storms pass eventually. Know you have a lot. You got me, you got mom, got all the things that you've become. Me, you got mom, got a loving home where you're from. You got me, you got mom, so love your family. You only get one, only get one. Storm has passed, the time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. Storm is gone, maybe it's not too long until you rest your head and get some sleep. Try to dream of something sweet. You're gonna be alright. You're gonna sleep just fine tonight, tonight, tonight. You're gonna sleep just fine. Tonight, gonna sleep just fine. Tonight, tonight.
Oh, hey there. Oh, there goes my voice right at the start. Hey there. I was singing harmonies with the intro. I think I found a cool one. This storm has been showing some signs of rotation, and actually a video from our friends at Michigan Storm Chasers is showing that off. I'm going to ask if we can share that on the stream. Mind if we share that video on our stream? Ask if that's all right. They've got a spotter on that storm. So Deerfield, Michigan. So where is Deerfield? Let's see here. Deerfield, Michigan. Okay. Aha. So back there. How long ago was it there? It was a while ago, wasn't it? Must have been a while ago. So this thing had a big tail on it, and it was showing rotation and velocity. It may be looking a little more downbursty now at this point in time. but downbursts obviously still a problem. Only 1% tornado risk. It was a 6% earlier. Now it's down to 1%, but we're still watching it very closely. 15% wind risk, though, and that's going to be tracking basically right into probably Amherstburg area, down towards Colchester, through Harrow. There is some little isolated pop-ups now showing up in Essex County as well. There's this little one up by LaSalle. None of those look exciting at this point in time, which is good. We don't want them to look exciting. Environment Canada does have a tornado risk in their forecast. There is currently no watches, warnings, statements, or advisories at the moment, but their forecast did mention a tornado risk for deep southwestern Ontario. I can show you that right now. If I go to, I think I remember where it was. There we go. Okay. Day one. There we go. So their day one forecast, if you click on this area, which is Windsor up through Chatham, Kent up through Sarnia. If you click on it and you go to the details, it says tornado risk. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. It says tornado risk. Yes. 70 to 90 kilometer an hour wind gusts, 2 to 3 centimeter hail. So Environment Canada does have a forecast for this area. So not a watch, but a forecast. So typically their forecast comes first. And in a perfect world, it goes, their forecast comes first, then the watch goes out, then the warning goes out, etc. Yeah, so we have forecasts so far, but we don't have anything else from them at this point. Would I be surprised if a severe thunderstorm watch went out for this area? I would not. I would not. I think if they, my best guess, this is just a guess. I have no idea. They might not even issue a watch. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But my best guess is they go watch and they mention a tornado risk. But so far crickets over here, but we'll see what happens. With this storm heading right into Essex County right now, I'm sure it is being discussed. Now they have, I think they switch over their staff at about 7 o'clock. So I'm sure new staff is on the desk. I'm sure they're taking a look at it. Right? Oh, my Zoom, thank you. I don't know how, Brennan, but we should build a timer in so that every time I switch Zoom back to the other Zoom, it just counts down for 60 seconds and then it just automatically zooms me back in. That'd be great. Look at this photo. My goodness. That is wonderful. Thank you, Lawrence, for that incredible photo. This is a cool photo too. I like how they're overlaying some of the details on their photo. They often send those in, and I appreciate it. All right. Wind risk is down to a 9%. Tornado remains at a 1. There's a little bit of supercell in this area. There's a little bit of violent tornado parameter. There's some hints going on here, but there's just enough juice that we might see something severe. Oh, Ryan said go for it. So, Brennan, I'll just bring it up from our chat here. One sec. This is from Freddie Bryant on that storm earlier. So I'm going to show you this. He got a cinnamon swirl on it, which means basically seeing rotation on that storm. And this is from Michigan Storm Chasers and Freddie Bryant from Deerfield, Michigan. And you can see that rotation. He's right underneath the cinnamon bun, as it's referred to. Let's see what he said here, or see what they said. Swirl was located by Freddie Bryant WX this evening in Deerfield, Michigan. And that was from, So seeing some rotation. That's that same storm that's going to be coming towards Amherstburg right now. So clearly has history of some rotation there from what we can tell. Good. So we got storms popping in Essex County at the moment. The one that's over the town of Essex looks boring. The one that's going through LaSalle and southern Windsor, it also looks pretty boring right now. The one that just missed Windsor to the north, or just barely clipped the very north side of town, heading out over Lake St. Clair, that one also looks boring. And then we had some other ones here. And I think the one that was going over the lake, over Lake Huron, died out. But you can see there's a lot more storms behind it. And so we continue to watch those closely. I'm going to leave Environment Canada's forecast on the screen until at such time they potentially replace it with a watch. Good. So if I just want to bring that down so it's kind of faded in the background, but so you can pretty much see the area of concern, which is all the way over towards the edge of town in London and St. Thomas, is where Environment Canada has a tornado risk for their day one forecast. So tornado risk, 90-kilometer-an-hour wind risk, and small hail as well, or actually marginal size hail. But yeah, that is from Michigan Storm Chasers. Thank you so much to Ryan and the team there. We were talking about the storm as it was moving in. He's thinking downburst, and you know what? He's looking pretty much bang on with this one. The concern I had earlier was some rotation we saw, and as well that tail dangling off of it. But it looks like it's trying to. They had that tail, right? There was a little bit of rotation going on. It was stronger earlier. Let me see if I can back this up a bit. I can show you what I'm talking about here. Good. Let's go to 50 frames, shall we? These 1 minute intervals, they go by fast. So you can see right about here, and that's, I don't know if that's when, what was it? Deerfoot? Or Deerfield. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So there's Deerfield, right? And if I bring this back to about when it was in the Deerfield area, that's when you saw the cinnamon bun on it, right? And as it continued to track to the east, it kind of squished into a single storm. And there was a point where, it kind of had this tail hanging down. Especially right there. That's when we were the most concerned about. I think this is actually right about when we sent the rotation notification, mainly because this thing was turning into a pretty rock solid hook echo. But yeah, it looks like more so the front side of the storm is looking like the intense part. And that's going straight towards Amherstburg. In fact, it's in Amherstburg now. However, the strongest part of the winds are not in Amherstburg. So let me know in the comments what you're experiencing, but I don't think Amherstburg is probably too intense right now. It's actually probably pretty boring. Pouring in Amherstburg, yeah. But as far as the winds are concerned, it doesn't look that strong. I haven't had anything severe, so I can't see the new severe warnings popping on my phone. Yeah, I mean, if Environment Canada does issue a severe thunderstorm warning, then you may receive that. Thank you so much, Cindy. Just subscribe to the channel. Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. And I see Jackie became a new member. Jackie Glover, thank you kindly. And Darby BG became a new member as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. It's very kind of y'all. Did I say y'all? Whatever. Trying to combine those two words together. I saw a Mitch Hedberg joke where he's like, he was down where people said y'all, so they take out the O and the U. So he's like, I wanted to speak like them, so I said, I wanted to order the soup, but I said, can I please have the sup? Rest in peace, Mitch Hedberg. He was so funny. His best joke ever was, he's like, I traveled all these different places in the world, and I put a pin on a map for all the different places I've been to. And he's like, but first I had to travel to the top two corners of the earth so that the map wouldn't fall down. In LaSalle and it's pouring. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, this one looks like it could be weakening. The rotation is definitely weakened. So I think I'm going to ease up on this rotation polygon. Probably dial it back a notch here. Yeah, I think I'm going to scrap that because that rotation did weaken. Current notifications, rotation detected. I'm going to scrap that. And I am going to just do that. I'm going to scrap it and just see what happens with the storm. If the winds do increase in strength, then we will definitely do a severe thunderstorm potential polygon maybe. If we do see some more rotation, we'll do that as well. But thankfully, this looks like it is weakening. So this might be the shortest stream in instant weather's history. Let's see here. But we should probably, I was saying on our team chat there that we should probably keep an eye for a little bit because it looks like the supercell index is going to continue through the evening and not a lot of inhibition. In fact, the inhibition gets weaker. So usually the inhibition is what we see overnight where, the storms become more elevated, they're disconnecting from the surface. These types of things are happening, and that can certainly happen. Let me just take a look at this video here. Oh, yeah, perfect. This was from Windsor. Thank you so much to the anonymous person that sent us this. Perfect. Great shot. Thank you. Oh, we got some zoom in. Zoom in, zoom in. Thank you. Very kind of you. So, yeah. I had any bad storms before? Yeah, we've had some pretty wild storms where I am in Barrie. We've had some pretty wild ones. There's been a few times for sure that I've had the family to the basement. Just grateful we're able to go to a basement. I can appreciate how frustrating it must be for some of those who don't have a basement. I mean, if you're in like a really strong apartment building, that's kind of a different situation because that building is just so strong. It would take an absolute monster, right, to do some significant damage to that. And you can still go into like an interior room, or in theory, if you're in an apartment building, you can still go down to the main floor or maybe down to a basement, right? So I don't know exactly how it works in your situation, but that still gives you some options. But if you're in a house that doesn't have a basement, yeah, it's a bit trickier if there was going to be something really violent. But obviously, in that situation, you just go to the most interior room. I've heard stories of a lot of people who they kind of have like their storm. They kind of have like a storm circle of friends or maybe some other family member where basically it's like when we know it's going to be a significant, tornado risk day, they'll just go and stay with their friend who has a basement. So I don't know if not everybody can do that, but if you can do that, that's a reasonable approach. It's like prepare, but don't be like, oh, the storm is approaching our town. Now's the time to go over to the neighbor's house. It's kind of like, yeah, turn it into like, hey, let's all have dinner and let's, get together and be together at where we know that we can go down to a safe place underground for that type of situation, right? So that would probably be a better situation than like, I'm going to run over there at the last second when the wind is flying, Anyways. But yeah, we've had some pretty wild storms for sure. Did I say cinnamon time? No. I was saying cinnamon bun earlier. Someone had a video of a cinnamon bun on this particular storm, but it looks like the rotation has weakened on it, thankfully. Like to be ready for these things, but sometimes these things weaken. I'm actually going to go and edit our Facebook posts about it. I don't always do that. They don't always have the time to do that. But in this particular situation where it's kind of like a one-off post about it, I think it's good to go and edit that post and just say the rotation is weakened on this one. If we have to post like 30 rotation notifications and 5 tornado potentials and 10 rotation detected, we're not going back to edit that. It's just thankfully the time and the date and everything's on there, but going back to edit all that is it's an incredible undertaking. So yeah, maybe there's a way. Ideas. Every time I get an interesting idea during our live stream, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to write that down. And I never do. And then after the live stream, I'm like, what was that idea I had? And then I can't remember. And then I don't go back and watch the live stream to find out what the idea is. So I'm going to write this down. Stream ideas. Okay. I was thinking also too, like if we say this rotation has weakened, then we could send out another notification to those who got the original rotation detected to say this rotation is weakened. So we could actually send like a discontinued notification to it. And at that same time, maybe with that, we can actually, we might be able to actually edit the post programmatically. So we'll see. I've ended it. and edit or rotation, etc. Okay. All right. See, I wrote down the idea. Now, I'll never open up that file to read that idea, but at least it was written somewhere, you know? And I think that's all that matters, right? Somebody wrote something somewhere. Not that the idea will ever be read. Okay. So I'm going to edit this to update. I'm going to say rotation has weakened on this storm. Strong wind gusts may still be possible, but no rotation is showing up on radar at this time. Perfect. I'm going to copy that, save it. So that was on Ontario Stormwatch. I'm going to go and put it in the comments as well. And I am going to switch over to our other page, which is Instant Weather Ontario. I'm going to do the same thing. So we post the same stuff to both pages. So. Okay. So I don't know if it's live yet or if it's still being completed. But we had some feedback from a community member, and that one individual piece of feedback turned into a feature upgrade. So when we post Environment Canada's alerts, they list locations, right? So they list like all the locations. It's all random. So we take all those locations, we put them into alphabetical order, but the way they list it is City of Windsor. They don't just say Windsor. So the feedback was, hey, why can't I just scroll to where W is and see Windsor? Why do I have to go up to C to see City of Windsor? And it's such an obvious thing that we probably should have changed a long, long time ago. So what we've changed now I don't know if it's live yet. Let me just click on a few polygons to see. I don't think it's live yet. But let me see. No, I have to. Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyways, whether it's live or not, it will be very soon. And then, so what's going to happen is it still will be on the C's as City of Windsor, but then it'll also just be Windsor. So we'll just add it to the actual spot it should be, and we'll leave the City of for the people that are used to that. Seems like a no-brainer, right? Anyway, so thank you to the person who sent in that feedback. To be fair, they weren't very they weren't very subtle about their feedback. They were quite grumpy. But you know what? They're right. So if I was in their shoes, I'd probably be a little more. I'd ease my way into it if I sent an email for feedback. I'd be like, but nonetheless, I think they are correct. So I would definitely feel the same way as them. This person was not filtered at all. But they were completely correct. So thank you. Appreciate it. No, but they're right though. Like, why would we stick all the cities as City of? If somebody's looking at, like, if it's somebody's first day, someone just starts following Ontario Stormwatch, it's the first day, and then they see a post and they go, "Oh, I think that's for me," and they click on it, and they're like, "How come this thing? The polygon shows Windsor, the map shows Windsor, but it doesn't say Windsor on the list. I go down to W and it's not there. Like, and then they scroll the list up and go, why would they put it as city of Windsor? It just seems silly. Now, to be fair, the city of part was just how Environment Canada lists their locations. They list it as city of Hamilton, city of Barrie, right? They list it like that right on their details. So, we're like, we're going to take the list of locations they have and just put it out there verbatim, right? Exactly how Environment Canada has it. But I think there's some value add we can have to that. It's where we also put it in the W's. So, Brenda, can you clarify what you mean about? I think I know what you mean, but just the way you wrote it. Melissa says, it's so annoying as someone in city of Hamilton. Yeah. Now, Hamilton is a whole separate issue, which is there's a Hamilton. Is it Hamilton County or municipality of Hamilton? What is it? There's another area that's not the city of Hamilton. It's just like a Hamilton County or something. I don't think it's a county, but is it the municipality of Hamilton? I forget. Somebody tell me. I just like to learn geography stuff from people in the comments. Hamilton Township. Okay, so it is a township, yeah. Which we talked about on the last stream. Township and municipality related to some degree. It's all a bit foggy. Isn't one incorporated, or are they both incorporated? I don't know. Somebody who was smart explained it to me. Mm-hmm. Hamilton Wentworth. Oh, okay. Near Quinte West. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, it's north of Lake Ontario. That's right. Yeah, special weather statement in Michigan. Well, there was. Now it's gone. There's still a marine weather statement, but there is no special weather statement. So yeah, we still have Environment Canada's forecast here, but we haven't seen any alerts from them, which I think is fair because nothing's. I mean, that looks strong over Michigan. That's why we wanted to give folks a big heads up because that's what we do. But it died out, so it's good news. Happy to see it. If they can just be rain showers are good. Maybe a little bit of lightning, so be it. Makes it entertaining. One has elections, says Matt. Oh, okay. So a municipality has elections and townships don't, or vice versa? You said one. Which one is it? Just tuning in, what's happening? Well, we saw a rotating storm in Michigan, but then it kind of turned into what looked like a little bit of a downburst potentially, and now it has weakened as it tracked into the Amherstburg area in deep southwestern Ontario. Environment Canada has a severe forecast map out that highlights deep southwestern Ontario in a tornado risk and a 90-kilometer-an-hour wind risk and a 2 to 3 centimeter hail, I believe. They go double check that, but this one's looking interesting. 5% tornado risk now over here in Kerr Hill, Michigan, and that storm is actually tracking to the east, very slowly, but to the east, so maybe over towards the St. Clair and Sarnia area. The special weather statement is still there. I thought I saw it earlier, but where did it go? Are you sure? Special weather statement. Do you mean way over? Like the one over here by South Haven? I thought you meant the one, because there was a special weather statement, I believe, right here near Detroit, right? But that one's gone now. Yeah, I just checked on weather.gov and it's gone. It's storming and hail, high winds in Amherstburg. Thank you very much. Yeah, probably very, very small hail. High winds. Sometimes really heavy rain can feel like there's high winds. But if it's coming down straight, then it's probably not too windy. Thank you from Lakeshore, Ontario, from Lily S. for this report. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. She reported it through our free app called Instant Weather. Hey, there's Michigan Storm Chasers now. National Weather Service Detroit just slapped a statement on the cell in Lapeer for hail/wind risk. Your friends in Michigan. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Look at those instant updates. How cool. We even have MSC weather bulletins built right in here, which is great. Good to see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Calling for 8 Celsius. What did that say? Calling for 8 Celsius Friday night in Barrie? Brr. How is Harrow and Colchester listed, as they are both towns in the municipality of Essex, which is not a city but a town also? Do you mean like listed in the list of Environment Canada's alert areas? Is that what you're referring to? And that would just be, I don't know. That's up to them. Again, that we just take their list and we put it out there verbatim. We could do something more interesting potentially. What is going on over here? Oh, I see. That's cool. We could potentially take their list and add any other towns or locations inside of that polygon. So we could actually, we've been thinking about improving that for a while. But if we put every single town, maybe just in like severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, now that they're storm based, that would actually probably be quite reasonable. But to put every single town listed, it wouldn't even fit into a Facebook post. It's too long. And we've probably seen that image before where we showed what the map would look like if we included every single town and village. And it's preposterous. You can't even look at it. It's hilarious. So this one up here, northwest of Oxford, Michigan, this one's kind of got an interesting look to it. I think this was the special weather statement that Michigan was talking about. I've got it turned so low on the map I can barely see it. Lapeer, oh, that's the one. Yeah. Special weather statement. So it says a strong thunderstorm will impact Lapeer County. I see. Okay, radar indicated penny-sized hail, 40-mile-per-hour winds, if anybody wants to convert that. 40 mile per hour is like what, 75 kilometers an hour? 80? Is it 2.2? Because 59 miles per hour is 90 kilometers an hour, right? I think so. Is it 58? 58 or 59 miles per hour? That is 90. That's the one I remember. The rest of them I don't. What is 40? Somebody help me out. One mile equals 0.6 kilometers. Oh, yeah. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of, you know what I'm thinking of. 50 miles per hour is 80. Oh, okay. So what did my original guess was 75. Pretty close. So what does it work out to? So 40 miles per hour is what? 70? So Sarnia area might want to get 64. Wow, I was way off. Okay. What did I say, 75? I was 11 off. Oopsie. Well, I'll just drink water and not try to convert things ever. That's nice. $64.3. Thank you. Do I think the next hurricane season will be super active because of the Enzo neutral or La Nina? Yeah, if it swings back to a crazy strong La Nina, that'll be wild. But it is going to be historic super El Nino. So, what does that mean? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But major concerns for a super El Nino fire season would be probably bad. But who knows? Who knows? Trying to like say the climate's doing this and that's going to mean that the weather does this. That is a tricky seasonal forecasting is a bit tricky. But from everything we see, because of the super El Nino, every forecast says well above average temperatures this winter for Canada, especially for the south. So southern Ontario for sure. So well above average temperatures through the fall and through the winter. And so usually it's like, hooray, because maybe it's more rain and less snow. But when we're in our average temperatures, it's like a ton of snow. When we're in our above average temperatures, then you can have a lot of freezing rain. This is not great. But we're below average on precipitation. Everything I've seen says below average precipitation for southern Ontario. And maybe even for parts of the prairies as well. And then well above average temperatures. So that's what they say. We'll have to wait and see. Now, we do have kind of a little bit of a trick up our sleeve as far as southern Ontario is concerned. Because if these lakes stay warm, they might just decide to crank on their snow squall machine. So even though, like big systems coming up from the States will be potentially below average, doesn't mean the snow squalls aren't going to find a way to happen. So we'll have to see how that does develop. But it could be a quiet fall and a quiet winter. That'd be interesting. Yeah, who knows, right? Who knows what Mother Nature's got up her sleeve for us this winter? It could be interesting. And then after that is where I'm like, we'll see what really does occur. Ooh, what's going on with this little one south of Colchester? Might be having a little more action there. Let's see what I'm curious as to what Cleveland's doing with this one. Okay. Might want to go minor rotation on this. It's pretty weak, but you can see it right there. We've seen a little bit of minor rotation on that Colchester storm, that one that's about to track to the northeast towards Colchester. And yeah, let's see what the latest KDTX is doing. Oh, yeah. I think I might want to go minor on that. Let's see exactly which way it's going. Kind of going a little bit more towards the north. Maybe more something like that. I'm just going to go small for now, and we can always extend it here. I'm going to go super small. What's happening in my polygon here, but oh well. I want to get rid of that polygon. It's just bugging me so much. All right, let's see here. Draw a line from meow Ooh, no. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go minor on that one. Might actually be a little bit of a downburst there, but over Lake Erie, traveling east northeast at 61 kilometers an hour towards Colchester. Colch Chester. Colchester. I'll actually just say northeast. Well, east northeast. Yeah, that's actually right. Okay. 978 people in that tiny, tiny polygon. That is also shocking. Like when it's the like northern Quebec in the middle of nowhere and there's actually someone in the polygon, that's a shock. But miraculously, I guess because it has Kingsville too. So Colchester, Kingsville, and Harrow. Okay, never mind. Not that. So there's 1,000 people right here that just got notified that there's a little bit of a rotating storm coming into their area right now. Now it's weak, but could it increase in strength? It is possible. Things looked really good. We went orange there, but then that storm died out, so we got rid of that particular polygon. I wonder if there's any cameras down here. There's one in Leamington. That shows me nothing. And let's see here. I'm going to go back. See if there's any. Oh, no. They changed their website. Oh, no. Oh, it has weakened a bit. It's good news. This one's still looking pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. It's going to take a while for it to get to Ontario, though. Some storms up here as well, too, west of Kitchener. Nothing too exciting, though. Just some rain. And we got storms kind of coming in across the region. At some point in time, I need to have a desk in a box, but it's outside, so I don't want it to get wet. So I have to bring it in, but it's super heavy. There's no more map. Ah, that is so sad. There's no more Nav Canada map. Why did they get rid of the map? Oh, they didn't. I just had to go full screen. I was in a windowed mode and I just didn't see the map. They just cut the map out. But if you go full screen, they have a sweet map. All right. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Look at this. This is way cooler. Okay. But wait, where's the. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Well, this is still considerably worse, but it's not. It's actually kind of cool. But no, it's too dark to see anything now. So no, these cameras aren't showing me squat. Oh well. The map. The map. The map. The map. Well, this might be one of those happy times where we say minor rotation and it just falls apart. Still there, but it's very broad. Good. Oh, interesting. 2% tornado risk on it. Really? Really? Too warm in here. I got to turn this down. 26. No wonder. There's a pretty wild, it looks like very obvious tornado today in Prince Edward Island. And I think there may have been another one in Nova Scotia. So there was a little bit of a maritime, I wouldn't say an outbreak, but for them, you might consider an outbreak. Like an outbreak for Ontario would be 6 tornadoes, 6 confirmed tornadoes, right? But considering that Nova Scotia PEI, considering that Atlantic Canada, the Maritimes, has maybe 1 tornado a year, maybe, sometimes a couple. New Brunswick gets a few more, but just talking like Nova Scotia, PEI, and even Newfoundland, maybe 1-ish a year. But to have a couple in a day, to have 2 years worth in one day, I would say that for them, that would kind of be maybe their own little version of an outbreak. Chris says you're still the goat of weather. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. And there's definitely some way more goatier goats out there for sure. But I appreciate it. Glad I can help. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of that story where, was it Jennifer Lawrence said to, I'm trying to remember the actress. Was it, hold on. Oh, it was Meryl Streep. Yeah, so on the set of the movie they were making, they would always refer to Meryl Streep as the goat. And then one time she overheard them and she says, "Yep, this old goat is on her way," or something like that. And they're like, "Wait, you know what goat means, right?" She's like, "Yep, I'm just the old goat." And they're like, "No, it means greatest of all time." So she thought they were referring to her as the old goat when they were actually saying that she's the greatest of all time. I'm in Sarnia, haven't got any weather alerts. That makes perfect sense. There hasn't been any weather alerts issued. Thank you, Stacy, for becoming a new member. Appreciate it. Very kind of you. Chewy says, "Can you please look at the storms west of Sarnia? How's the environment?" The environment's not incredible, but it is not nothing. It is not nothing. So there's a bit of an environment over here. You know, will I win the lottery, Goat Man? Oh, I see. Can I forecast if you're going to win the lottery? Well, what do they say? If you don't buy a ticket, you can't win. And I never buy it. I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Friends of the family recently won $7 million or something. Pretty wild. And I think that's the 3rd time they've won the lottery. They won like 10 grand, then they split like 300 grand or something. And then they won $7 million. So But they're like, they play like all the time, nonstop thing for them. But good for them. That's pretty cool. They're like, we're still going to work. They're like, doesn't change anything. I'm like, well, it doesn't change anything. Certainly changes some things. But yeah, of course, you can't. I don't think you can just straight up, because they split it with all their kids too. So it's, nobody was just retiring off of that. Stuff was supposed to hit Sarnia. Yeah, well, there's these storms to the west of Sarnia, and they're going to the east. So will this line hit Sarnia? It's very possible. Let's see what Future Radar tries to do with it. So if you have Instant Weather Pro, if you just click on a radar that you've already clicked on, it'll just switch to the Future Radar. Oh, I've got the speed a little too fast. Let me pull that back a bit. Here we go. Moving pretty slow. So this is not going to reach to there till what, 10? No way. Maybe. If it continues to move that slow, then maybe. It might take a while, yeah. That minor rotation may be weakening, but let's see what it's doing on the latest frame here as it tracks towards Kingsville. It looks pretty boring. Mind you, I was looking at the tornado that happened in PEI today, and it pretty much looked like that. There wasn't much. It must have been some hybrid or... Oh, hello. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's two radars showing that little blip of interestingness. We already saw Lily's photo from there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was the other? Was it TDTW showing that? Yeah. So it's showing this little blip, and so is Exeter. So we should keep an eye on that. It's about to leave radar, though. These are thankfully 1 minute radar frames, so my favorite radar. For Essex County, my favorite radar, TDTW. Dun, dun, dun. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, dun, dun. What song do I have stuck in my head? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like a Motown song. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I get a tattoo of my favorite radar. If I did, I'd go see my brother-in-law, who's an amazing tattoo artist. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If you need a tattoo in the Barrie area, I would certainly look up Silver Fox Tattoos. And his lovely wife does, she's an amazing tattoo artist as well, but she also does like microblading stuff for eyebrows and stuff. It's pretty cool. Little shout out to Silver Fox Tattoos. You can see all their stuff, everything they're working on. You can check it out on Instagram. We are everyday people. I think that is it. Let's go. I'm writing that down because I love that song, but I don't have it on my playlist. Everyday people. Everyday people. Yeah, exactly. That's a great song. OEEDD said, why do we use a different app sometimes? No, this is only our app. This is called Instant Weather. And I'll show you right here. This is our app, Instant Weather. Maybe you mean because the future radar is like smoothed? Because I think that app has some smooth stuff on it. No, we're also smoothing the radar like this, right? But we also we make it not. I think on some of those other, I think on that app you're talking about, the radar goes like this, pop, 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 right? Whereas you can tell the difference because ours does this. It's very smooth. Let's back it up and try it from, oopsie. Let's try it from here. Say it works pretty good. Or actually, if we zoom into this might actually be pretty cool here. Actually, I think I can extend the past. Oh, yeah, I can extend the past. Cool, to like an hour? All right, all right. Cool. Okay, so ours looks like this. Something so satisfying about that. I love it. It's so smooth. Let me know if you like our smooth radar. You can adjust the smoothness. Yeah, on Instant Weather Pro, you can adjust the smoothness as well, too, for sure. But it's extra, extra, extra smooth. And then this is raw radar here. So hope that makes sense. Chris says cheap plug. It's not a cheap plug. It's literally my brother-in-law. I'm going to help him out. He's an awesome dude. Tell him Adam sent you. But I guess it was a cheap plug because it was free. Let's see here. I'm going to switch back to regular velocity. Yeah, they look like it could maybe have been a little tiny water spout over Lake Erie, but it did weaken considerably, so perfect. We'll let that go. Let it go. Let's see here. Yeah, let's scrap that one. Adam forecasted it was a good day for a tattoo. Yeah. Chris says just joking around. No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm like, what? He did not ask me to do that. I just wanted to do that because they rock. They're awesome. Yeah. Matt says, Adam sent you? Ooh. If he says Adam sent you, ooh. Let me know. But yeah, if you want, probably, I'd say he's probably the best tattoo artist in Canada, maybe. I mean, his father, my father-in-law, was a two-time world champion duck carver. And so, like to carve the ducks, that you would just like put on the water. So all the other ducks are like, hey, there's a duck there, so we can come and chill and hang out. And so, yeah, you should see some of his work. I'd love to show it to you. It's incredible. He's a two-time world champion duck carver. It's the strongest storm I've ever seen. It's time for the roof story. It would have been an EF1 tornado. The very first EF tornado in Canadian history. But I got a little too close and only did a little bit of storm spotting after that. And then I'm like, I might stay home more often. Maybe just watch radar and live stream. His portraits are amazing. Yeah, he's an incredible painter. Just come from another live and saw this. What the hee-haw is going on? Oh, not too much. We're just watching some storms develop in Michigan. Some of them looked interesting, but they all died out pretty quickly. So it is possible that not much is going on. Environment Canada did issue a thunderstorm outlook for deep southwestern Ontario with a mention of a tornado risk and 90-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts and up to 3-centimeter hail. So in anticipation that something could happen, we're like, let's go live just in case something goes down. But so far, there's a lot of, is it gonna? And then it weakens. So we continue to watch this storm over here. Wait, what the heck? Oh, there we go. This storm over here, northeast of Oakwood, Michigan, slowly but surely tracking to the east. And those storms may go through the Sarnia area. So we're going to be watching that closely. The roof story again. I know, my team can't handle it anymore. Yeah, can't handle it. They get grumpy when I tell the roof story. You can only tell the one story. It'd be nice if I had like 100 stories. Just have like this one roof story. Threw a roof at me. Melissa says, just play the video instead of telling the story. Fine, I'll play the video. I will be back in exactly 60 seconds. Here is the history of instant weather.
We help keep families safe by providing the fastest issued alerts about tornadoes and severe weather through Facebook, through social media, and as well through our text message alert service. I was storm chasing for quite a few years, and then unfortunately I almost died when a 7,500 square foot roof was torn off and thrown at my vehicle.
The people that were in the barn, they had no idea that there was even bad weather. So we ended up deciding at that point, we're just gonna bring the information that chasers know to the public.
So to be able to provide proactive advanced notification to tornadoes is something super important to myself, to my family.
So being able to understand what storms are headed our way, when they're going to be here, when they're going to be gone, it's absolutely critical.
The more advanced notification you can have to severe weather, the more time you have to get your family to a safe place.
That's the story. I was a bit younger then, can you tell? And much less bearded. Brennan says baby Adam time. No, just like, hello, storms are bad. Just me as a little baby. We should redo that video and just have like a little toddler walking around with a like a little toddler iPad. That'd be funny. There was a time that I didn't have facial hair. Yes, that time was pre-fatherhood, I think. It was somewhere around fatherhood that I started. When I used to do music lessons for many, many years, I think I was pretty sure I was clean shaved for that whole period of time. But there were times where I'd kind of let it slide a little bit. And then eventually my wife said she preferred it. So, hey, it stays. I remember I had the beard going for like, I don't know, a couple of months. Actually, quite a few, maybe like a year or something. And then I shaved. And then everybody in the comments of the stream was like, can you please go back? Can you please not? Please go back to the way it was. And I was like, fine. And so I have not completely shaved since then. But I do like a number 2 and like a number 1. Try to keep it reasonable. It's out of control at times, so. All right, so we continue to watch these storms. They're not that exciting. There was a power outage near Cottam, though, so that's interesting. Thank you for the report. And again, if you have our free app, you can report power outages directly through the app, which is very useful to us, actually, because we can kind of see how strong storms are getting. If you can see, if a storm just starts, if you start getting a whole boatload of power outage reports as a storm is going through an area, that's a pretty strong indication that that's a pretty decent storm, right? Oh, you send your stuff to Discord? That's cool. We may eventually do a Discord server. I mean, we have one internally. It's currently our Discord server is used for 2 purposes. Purpose 1, Messenger goes down. Purpose 2, Messenger seems that we tried to move over to Discord before, like for our team chat, but we just didn't have the engagement. Like everyone was just, you're adding so much friction to try to make everybody go to can you please come over and use this app instead of just using Messenger that you already use to message your family and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, might as well just go to where the party is. And the party is on Messenger for a lot of people. So, yeah. So our team chat is on Messenger. But in the rare case of Messenger goes down, and it has 2 or 3 times over the years, then we all show up in Discord and complain about it. Oh, the Jays pulled out a win tonight. Nice. Wasn't it something I heard just in a passing? I heard something like it was like the dugout team or something. What was it exactly? Is it kind of like not all their starters? I'm assuming that I'm more of a hockey guy. I'm not too deep into baseball, but more of a hockey guy for sure. Played hockey for many years. But is that right, Brendan? It was something like they were playing their non-starters, but supposedly they do a good job at winning games when they play that part of their lineup, and they did again, right? Am I anywhere on point with this? Chris says, voice chatting is dangerous. We're a family show. Supposedly there's a storm up here by North Bay, Dalton said. That looks interesting. Oh, yeah. 71 kilometers an hour. That's actually pretty decent. And increasing in strength, too. Oh, a bullpen day. That's what it was, yeah. What did I say, dugout? Yeah, sorry. Bullpen day. That's right. And their bullpen is pretty good, supposedly. You know what? I wonder if it's like there's no pressure on the bullpen. And when there's no pressure, it's just so much easier to win. Right? No one's expecting them to win. And then they pull it out, right? So good for them. Yeah, tonight was a bullpen night because of the injuries. Oh, okay. Is London going to get hit? It's hard to say. You might see a storm. It's possible. There's some storms moving through the area, so I wouldn't doubt it that London can see something. Maybe. This might be elevated, though. Let me check some stuff in the background here. Actually, there is some supercell up there. No way. You don't say. Good. Yeah, you know what? I think that might be worth notifying. Yeah, I think so. Oh, Brennan says you don't have. Oh, I see. A lot of it is so they can do better matchups. Yeah. So one pitcher will face like 3 batters, then they'll bring in the next one out. So if someone is not doing well, they don't leave them out there. You don't have that flexibility with someone pitching for 5 to 6 innings, but it's very taxing on the bullpen, so they don't like to do it. I see. Yeah, we're talking a little baseball. Let's see here. Wind and lightning risk. Strong wind gusts and possibly some isolated wind damage if the storm continues to increase in strength as it tracks northeast into Quebec. Towards Quebec. Aha. Near Harfred. 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 All right, I'm going to go blue. 2 hours. 823 people. Shocking. I'm shocked. 2 people with our text message alerts up here. Cool, cool, cool. That makes sense to me because it's like a rural area, lots of areas where the internet goes down. Nice to be able to get a text message from our text message alerts system, which is available at textmessagealerts.com. 6% tornado risk on this one. Interesting. Okay, good. Michigan Storm Chasers are talking about gusty winds on that one. Got that storm down here by Leamington, but it looks pretty boring. 1% tornado risk on it. And a tiny little storm heading down there as well. Fog advisory. Okay. Fog advisory, Marathon, Wawa area. Kind of tells us what time of year we're approaching. I know we're still in August, but you know what I mean. All right, I've been standing this whole time. I'm sitting. That's it. That's it. It's time. That's it. I must sit. Good. Good. With one for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go, don't you? You. My dad was a Elvis impersonator at one point. It's funny hearing him do that. But I said at one point, I mean, like he literally performed like once or twice in his high school or something like that. So, which I think was North. I think so. Show. Ready now. Dan says, speaking of Michigan Storm Chasers, you done helped them design a killer app. I got it as soon as just the you done helped them design a killer app. Got it as soon as Google said I could. Sweet. Glad. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just our app, you know, with like their logo on it. But it ended up being a lot more effort than that. That's what we thought it was going to be because they didn't have one. So we're like, hey, you know, Do you want to use ours? But it's pretty cool because we got, we have their polygons coming into Ontario right now. So it's kind of a nice perfect synergy between us. It's great. So it's nice to see. Adam has left the building. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the team there is great. Ryan and Chandler and Joel, everybody there is really, really nice. So it's cool. Sing us some Dolly, says Danielle. You know, it's interesting, and rest in peace, Dolly Parton, of course. Very, very sad, very tragic loss. You know, it was interesting. I was just going through something on Facebook, and it slid by a video that was Dolly Parton on Dave Letterman, and she was singing a Neil Young song after the Gold Rush. Go check that out. It's really wonderful, and she's singing with two other incredible female vocalists, and they're doing like third part harmony, and it sounds amazing. Adam is having a squirrel moment, says Melissa. Adam is having a squirrel moment. He will return to regular scheduled programming soon. Oh, Tom Curry? Oh. What do the points in the report area do? I think for right now, they're nothing other than being like a leaderboard, but we've kind of brainstormed. It'd be cool to if you get to a certain amount of points, you can get like maybe a month of Instant Weather Pro or something like that would be cool. That'd be interesting. So save them up. For OEEDDRS1R2, can you send us an email, help@instantweather.ca, and maybe a video, like a screen recording of what's going on, and we'll try to help with that or fix something if need to be. By the way, there is a fix for the radar coming to. We're just about to release it to Apple and I think Android. I'm not sure if Android has the same issue, but definitely on Apple, where some people hit play on the radar, and the radar just sits there and doesn't move. The time slider moves, but the radar doesn't move. Now, if you hit the next button or the back button, then it moves perfectly fine. But for some reason, when you hit play, it doesn't move. So happened to my guitar player showing me. I'm like, oh, that's weird, because on my phone it's perfectly fine. So it seems to be a weird little edge case, but we've got that solved. So that will be updated in the next version. Merch for Weather Spotter points on the app? Maybe we can have tier, if you get to X, you can have 3 months free of Instant Weather Pro or something. If you get to this number, you can have a free hat or something. But it has to be some ridiculously high number, because I'm sure people just try to game that. Because there's some people that had I don't know, they're just reporting as much as they possibly could. Well, we do have a cooldown window. Maybe we'd have to make that cooldown window a little bit larger, but you can only get points for 1 report per hour, maybe, or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we could do the free merch would be tricky, because merch is so expensive. What's going on here? What's going on in Croswell, Michigan? Blue suede shoes, baby. I got blue suede shoes stuck in my head. You're already at 3,000 points? Almost. I mean, oh my goodness. And that's why it will just remain a leaderboard. They'll be like, yeah, everybody gets a free hat who gets to 5,000 points, and then we all of a sudden are like, okay, well we checked, and there's 750 hats we need to send out. And we're like, okay, well, time to close the doors. Yeah, so if you can send me an email about that, OEEDDS. If you can like go into more detail, just so I understand what you mean, it would help a lot. But OEEDDS1R2. If you could send us an email, help@instantweather.ca. Chris says, Lost in the Lullaby says, how do I even check my points? It's at the top of the live chat. We were talking about YouTube points. 100,000 points for a temporary tattoo. like one of those like stick on, like you put like a wet washcloth on it and then you have like a little tattoo. That's funny. So if you meant the points as in your reporting points, that would be in the app. You click on the report page and at the very top you can see your points. Love me. Yeah, the IW app points. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Seth, that's brutal. Yeah, that's tough. A family member of mine just got Starlink, and they are quite impressed. Quite impressed with it. If you're in the middle of nowhere, I don't think there's... I mean, you might have your reservations. I can appreciate that because of Elon, right? But, you know, and the person I know that got it is not a fan of his at all. At all. But they kind of had no choice. So it's the world we live in. Sometimes you don't have a choice. I've got two choices here, Bell and Rogers. And I've got them both just in case one of them goes down, because like my absolute nightmare would be where like live streaming, 1985 shows back up again. We've got two F4s and an F3 going across Southern Ontario or something, at the same time. And, because of those storms, like Rogers goes down, right? Or something. That is like absolute nightmare of mine. So in that case, I would switch to Bell. And if that went down, I would go to my cell phone. If that went down, then you know what? Everybody else is probably down too. So there's nothing. So no one's going to be watching the live stream anyways, right? So, except the people on Starlink, of course. Oh, well, what can you do? At that point, if your internet goes down and the power goes out, you might want to just get to the basement, just because who knows what's coming? Because that's... If everything's going down, like think about the derecho, right? I mean, I think we were traveling up to a cottage. Trying to remember where that was. Dorset or something. Just some Airbnb. And we were going up with some family members. We all pitched in on it. And we were on our way up. And on the way up, everybody's internet went down. And it's just like, this is not a good sign. Sing some Dolly for us now. She's great, isn't she? I don't have a lot of Dolly in my repertoire, but I think she's fantastic. Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you want to send it on YouTube, or even better, put it on YouTube, and then send us the link to it. You can make it unlisted or public, whichever. It doesn't matter. But if you want to record that and then send us the link to it at our email, help@instantweather.ca, that would be very beneficial, and we'd appreciate it. Thank you. We love feedback. So much so, like I just mentioned, we have changed the way that we, and actually we're going to continue to improve the way we do Environment Canada alerts on our social media posts. So you know how we automatically post like an Environment Canada warning to our Facebook pages? It's very simple right now. It's just the polygon, and it's just like a little circle in the corner that says like severe thunderstorm warning or whatever. We have already been working on it. We've been testing it for a few months to improve that, to show some more information and kind of like make things stand out better and make the city names pop better and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, yeah, we're working on some improvements in that regard. Candace Connect, this is so good. I just tried to zoom on Adam's map. LOL, it's been a long day. Yeah. Here, let me do it for you. What if I started zooming at the exact same moment that you started zooming, and then for just a brief second, you felt like you were controlling my map until it hit you? Wait a minute. That would have been funny. The coincidence of that would be awesome. There's potentially some pretty strong winds here. 71 kilometers an hour heading out over Lake Huron. 77. Okay. All right. Water spout potential from MSC. Good. That's heading over towards Bayfield, Goderich area. And this is looking pretty strong up here as well, too. 81 kilometers an hour. Let's see what that looks like from Exeter. Exeter does not look as strong, but it does look kind of decent on this Crosswell, Michigan storm that's eventually going to cross well over to Grand Bend, maybe up towards Bayfield. No, I don't think so, Candace. I don't think anything really strong hit over there. It was just some rain. Oh, working 9 to 5. I'm just not singing the rest of it because A, I probably don't know any more of the words, but I also don't want to get a copyright strike. But I'll still go. Working 9 to 5. Thank you for the reminder. Appreciate it. Yeah, I love that song. Rest in peace, Dolly. She seemed like such a sweet lady, didn't she? Very sharp, too. Yeah, that's a good point, Brennan. This is the good point. Speaking of our merch, you can go to instantweatherinc.com/shop, and that is how you can get a hat or a t-shirt or that kind of thing. We don't keep warehouses of that stuff. We do this. There's a service you can get. There's a few different places that have this kind of service, but there's a service you can get where they can make you a one-off of something. And so we'll get like, I don't know, it's probably $20-$30 and we get like $2 from it. So we don't make that much off it, but it's still cool. And you know what? The natural free promotion from you wearing like an Instant Weather t-shirt and then talking to somebody about Instant Weather, be like, oh, you watch the live streams too, yada yada, like that. That is invaluable. So we tried to price it as low as we possibly could from the service without actually losing money. But yeah, but once in a while, you know, every few days, I'll just see a little pop up, a little email that says someone ordered a hat of this color and yada yada yada. So we appreciate. Again, it's only a few dollars, but we appreciate the support. Thank you. More so the support of you donning the Instant Weather logo. We appreciate it. I think we had all these ideas for merch. It would be really cool to go down memory lane and do like Ontario Stormwatch logo and Stormwatch t-shirt, even like the old one. I say old one, but it's still a page. So we obviously could still have that. We could do a whole series of, Alberta Stormwatch merch, Saskatchewan Stormwatch, Manitoba Stormwatch. We could also do, banana and coffee stuff. We could even maybe just throw some of those memes like the taco watch and taco warning, throw that on a shirt. Probably pretty cool. There's probably a lot of cool ideas we could do. We should do a survey with like 20 ideas and let people vote on their favorites, and then Squirrel Depot stuff. and then people can suggest their favorites as well too, and we can keep running those surveys. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty cool. Storm chips. We talked about storm jammies at one point, and we had like 3 or 4 people reach out to us too. We were just so busy. It was like during storm season. We were so slammed with weather, and 3 or 4 lovely people reached out to us and said, "Hey, maybe we can help with the storm jammies thing." And so we appreciate everybody who did reach out. We were just slammed, and we didn't have the bandwidth to get into apparel at that point in time. But yeah, we appreciate it. Definitely Squirrel Depot, says Kate. We're on it. We got you. We'll Squirrel Depot it up. But we want to use real artists for that stuff. Especially if we do some like cute cartoon, like Squirrel Depot cartoon or something like that. We definitely want to use some local artists. Would be a great idea. I think it'd be cool. Oh, Brandon says maybe we can commission some artwork from for our merch from the community. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that'd be awesome. Now you got 9 to 5 stuck in my head. Well, I think we're getting close. This is the end. I think we're getting close because yeah, I think we're getting close to the end of the stream here. Someone said on the normal map without the premium, how do you get velocity? We don't have velocity on just like a basic map. Most people, the vast majority from all the surveys we've done over the years, the vast majority of people just want to see where the storms are and which way they're going. The vast majority of people do not want to dive into, velocity data and correlation coefficient and spectrum width and differential phase, specific differential phase and differential reflectivity. Most people don't want to dive into that stuff. They usually just like, where's the storm? Where's it going? Is it going to hit me? I need to know. I got things to do. So that's why our standard map is that. Now, we did add all of the warning polygons to our standard map. So anybody who has our free app can see all of the warning polygons, all of the watches, any of our custom notifications as well too. Our custom polygons get included in there. So that is free for everybody. And then the radar, and then the future radar. And the radar is nice and smooth, and it's all smooth animation, and it's smooth animation into the future as well. So that's kind of what we do there. But Instant Weather Pro has all of the other products if you want to go. If you want to go into the deep end of what we use here, Instant Weather Pro, then we definitely have that available for you. Yeah, it's all good. We're thinking of there might be a way that we can actually do Instant Weather Pro for free. We're working on it right now. We're seeing if it's feasible. It looks very promising. So you know how in some video games you have the thing where it's like, do you want to buy this thing in the game? And you're like, no, I don't. And then they're like, or you can watch a series of full screen ads, and then we'll give you the rubies or whatever it is. So what that's called is rewarded ads. So you agree to it. So you press the button that says, yes, I will watch the ad for the rubies. And then you have to watch 2 or 3 like 15-second ads. Every ad I've ever seen for that situation is a video game. So it's like some video game where you got to move some thing and all this stuff falls. And then it's video games of like a whole bunch of little dudes trying to fight off a bunch of zombies or something. And like, and so you just watch basically 3 full screen video game ads. And then we can probably, we have to calculate the revenue to make sure it all makes sense. But I think we can probably do like 15 minutes of Instant Weather Pro for free, basically, or if you're watching the 3 ads. So you watch every 45 seconds of ads every 15 minutes or something like that. And then 15 minutes later, it says, your timer ran out. Do you want to watch another rewarded ad and get another 15 minutes of Pro? But then everybody can have Pro without having to actually pay anything. So that would be cool. I think that would be great. And eventually you might pull your hair out because you're sick of seeing ads every 15 minutes and then decide to subscribe or decide to not. And so, but I think that'd be really cool if we could offer that for everybody. Candace says, I would absolutely do that. Yeah, I think a lot of people would. Now, the problem is that when you use our free app, it uses, this much server power and this much information and this much data transfer. And when you use Pro, it uses this much. You can't see my hands, but they're far away. It uses a lot more because you're seeing storm risk, you're seeing storm tracks, you're seeing all the different radar products, you're seeing the lightning data. You might have multiple screens, so you're seeing all the velocity data, all the reflectivity data. Anyways, so it's a lot more data, and it's a lot more for our servers to handle. So we just have to make sure that the numbers make sense, and it's not going to, and we can scale. Because we might, on a busy day, we might 1,000 times our use, like where we could have a few thousand, we might have 10,000 or 20 or 100,000 people all of a sudden using Instant Weather Pro for free, and then that could be a problem. that sounds like a server potential issue. So, anyways, we're trying to work through those steps right now to make sure that we can scale, the numbers make sense, and then I think we're going to launch that so that everybody can enjoy Pro. I think that would be cool. These storms over here west of Sarnia are starting to die out a bit. This one up here by Ruby, Avoca, that one's looking interesting, but it's going to go over the water, I think. Maybe a little bit of it might clip Sarnia, but the majority of that one's going to go over the water. And is that going to get more interesting? I don't know. I don't know. Candace says it would be nice to have that option. I agree. I think it'd be cool, right? I think that'd be sweet. Yeah, someone's asking about Alberta. I don't think I was looking up there. There's some storms in BC that might be slowly but surely heading. Environment Canada is not expecting much. What's happening up here? Oh, there is a severe thunderstorm watch up here by high level. That's Interesting. There's no radar up there, so I don't know what to tell you. Maybe if we do future radar, does it show anything? Eventually, maybe it's 7 in the morning. I see. Our future radar only goes up to there. Okay. Yeah, so maybe. And there is a severe thunderstorm watch all the way up towards almost Yellowknife. Wow, you don't see that very often. Yeah, that's a good point, Brennan. I didn't see any up there though, because it's working, and I didn't see any up there. So I don't think there's any storms up there. We need to add satellite. That should be pretty close to next on the list. Satellite is quite helpful. Melissa says, this is an Ontario stream. To be fair, Melissa, you are correct that right now we're focused on Ontario. But I would say that this is more of a Canada's Tornado Alley-ish stream. You know, once in a while we'll head over to the East Coast or different areas, maybe New Brunswick once in a while. But mainly we're Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario for the most part. We'd like to spend more time in British Columbia as well. I think that would be cool. And if we highlight, like if I go to highlight a polygon around like the Vancouver area, I wonder, let's do like that. How many people do we have in that area? 2,150. That seems impressive to me for the fact that we don't have much of a presence in British Columbia. We have Instant Weather British Columbia on Facebook, and what does it have? The same, it has like that many people. So it's surprising to me. All of that, I bet you, is word of mouth for people that live in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, and Newfoundland. I bet you all of that is word of mouth of like, hey, you got to get the Instant Weather app. So people in Vancouver like have family members or somebody tell them. That's what I think it is, probably. But if you know anybody in BC, we'd appreciate it if you told them about our free app, Instant Weather. And thank you to the 2,000 people that already did that. Shauna says that people just watch with ads to get it for free. And so to clarify, we do make I can't remember what it was, but we made a few cents per every rewarded ad. It's not a lot. It's like 2 cents or something. But if you take a monthly subscription to Instant Weather Pro and you divide it by how many hours there are and how many minutes there are in the day, kind of works pretty close. It's pretty close. So, we wouldn't like limit it so people can only watch a rewarded ad so many times and then they can't get any more. Like we wouldn't want to do that. We'd probably just leave it wide open. And that's, that is what it is. I think it's great. I think if it makes it so people can use it for free, I'm down. I'd rather, if we could just make everything we do free, that'd be fantastic. Like, there's just some person somewhere that was like, hey, I won I won 70 million, and now make everything you have free so that everybody can use it. It'd be like, sure. Awesome. Sounds good. And while we're at it, can we have some jet drones? That would be sweet. Jet drones, please. Mm-hmm. All right. Continue to watch. Nothing's too exciting, but the storm over Lake Huron is kind of looking interesting. Sneeze alert. Excuse me. I did not get that sneeze alert out in time. I'm sorry. That was you know what? It was that was actually it wasn't a classic sneeze. It was more of a hybrid sneeze spout. It was only, you can't even detect that on radar. It was it's below the radar, low level. So we're only able to notify it based on the report that I received from my own nose that it was time to sneeze. Thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, I missed this. That Bren Brown became a new member. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. What if there's a tornado in Sarnia? It seems unlikely. We are watching some storms move towards the Sarnia area, but they're not looking that exciting. What's everyone have for dinner? We had hot dogs for the first time since 1990. I don't even know. It's been years since we've had a hot dog. But for some reason, we had a hot dog tonight, and it was delicious. So. Well, I had 2 hot dogs, so they were delicious. Yeah, this is up 73 kilometers an hour near Kenny in northeastern Ontario. heading up towards Buffalo Rock area. This is northwest of Temiskaming and southeast of Temagami. Thank you, OEE. Can you send us the link to it? Can you send that link to help@instantweather.ca? That would help a lot, please. Pretty, please. Oh, yeah. No, I've had to be fair, I've had a Costco hot dog like twice in the last 5 years, maybe. Something like that. So, but I mean, like for dinner, like we just never eat at home. You guys think there'll be an EF2? Like when? And again in the future? I think at some point in time in the future, there will be an EF2 tornado. Do I think there'll be an EF2 tornado today in Ontario? Seems unlikely at this point. Stranger things have happened, so I never say never. Any tips to overcome your fears of storms? Yeah, I think the more you know about it, just the fact. To be fair, Sab Trader Zippy. To be fair, the fact that you're even paying attention to this stream, to radar, to alerts, like you're miles ahead of probably the majority of people, I would think. The fact that you pay attention puts you miles ahead because you already know if there's something significant coming. And if it's coming, yeah, it's going to be scary, you know, and if it hits your house and tears your roof out, that's going to be scary. But the fact that you're aware of it in advance should make you so much less anxious about storms because you actually care and you're going to be prepared and therefore you're going to be safe. Simple as that. Simple as that. Only time you're really not safe from tornadoes is when you're not prepared. Like if you are able to get your family to a safe place, have your safety kit, you know, you're ready with water and flashlights and you're wearing shoes and, you know, all the things you need to do to prepare for dangerous weather. That is our entire goal when we started this in 2013 was to raise awareness about tornadoes and severe weather. Because being aware is being safe. When you're not aware of it and you're driving and you go, oh, whatever, it's just another storm, and you drive through a downburst, because you weren't aware that that was actually a dangerous storm, that's a whole different situation. So, yeah, Northern Spirit says, don't be scared, be prepared. We've been saying that on our live stream since 2015. A long, long time. I think a lot in our community have storm anxiety. Heck, I have storm anxiety at times. But I think the more I learn about it, the more I understand it, the more I'm aware that it's coming. Like, this isn't 1942. We know these things are coming. We can see it in the models. We can see it strengthening the models or weakening. We can see its consistency between different models. We have so many tools at our disposal now. We're living in the future. The idea of, I wonder how crazy things are going to be in the future. We're in 2026 right now. We're living in the future. As soon as this video is done being saved on YouTube, that statement is immediately wrong because now that's in the past. But you know what I mean. But we're living in the future right now. Like, comparative to the last 1,000 years of humans, to the last 10,000 years of humans, compared to the last 100 years of humanity, we are absolutely living in remarkable technological times. And so I would consider all these tools we have at our disposal, they're just so powerful, you know? And the only reason these tools don't work is because people aren't paying attention to them. We have a free app. You get free notifications. We're trying to make it as frictionless as possible. We know people are busy. We want you to be able to just go about your life and then, oh, rotation detected? Okay, well, maybe I should be looking at radar. Maybe I should be seeing, is this coming towards us? Maybe I should be getting the family to the basement. Yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? Yep, Dr. Sills, I'm going to see if I can say that on stream. Can I say that on the stream? Just might be able to get some breaking news here on the live stream. Some Dr. Sills breaking news. Working on it here. Working on it. We're working on a story here, folks. See what he says? ... Nothing like watching 3 dots bounce and going, what's going to be next? And then, but then it stops. And then there's 3 dots again. And then that stops. We get 3 dots. Stops. Every time the 3 dots stop, you're like, 3 dots? Stops. All right. I got to break out the popcorn. All right. Breaking news. Dr. Sills from the Northern Tornadoes Project is confirming 2 tornadoes in Prince Edward Island today. And he says they seem like supercell tornadoes, which makes 3 this summer in Prince Edward Island, which is pretty wild. I'm going to ask him what the what's the average tornado numbers for PEI 0.025 per year. So Prince Edward Island, 3 tornadoes this year. Wow. Yeah, why we are here today says, I think knowledge really is the key. If you feel prepared, your anxiety is easier to breathe and work through. And the reason Adam started Instant Weather was because of his own run-in with a tornado. Correct. Correct. It just all made sense after that moment. But yeah, breaking news. Dr. Sills confirms 2 tornadoes in Prince Edward Island today, and the videos from them are wild. Wow, I said, what's the average tornado numbers for Prince Edward Island? 0.25 a year. And what I'm saying is like 1 tornado every 4 years for them. And Dr. Sills says likely much less. And they had 3 tornadoes this year. Like PI never gets tornadoes. Nova Scotia gets like 1 a year, right? Yeah, Nova Scotia gets about 1 a year. Prince Edward Island never gets them. And they had 3 this year. What is happening? Excuse me. Melissa says Prince Edward Island has only had 4 tornadoes since 1680. $16.80? Was there a tornado in 1680? I'm sure there was. I'm just saying. So think about dealing with a tornado in 1680 and dealing with a tornado in 2026. Now you've got storm-based warnings from Environment Canada. You've got instant weather sending out custom notifications proactively, often well before the tornado warning, as we've seen many, many times. We try our best to get rotation detected out there as fast as we can. Environment Canada is getting better, though. I think they're, especially with the storm-based warnings, I think they're, I feel like I don't know for sure. We'd have to ask them to find out, but I just have this intuition that they feel less restricted because now they're not notifying a county. They're notifying just the storm. So I think that's probably a little bit less restrictive, that they are able to just, kind of takes the handcuffs off a bit, I think. Let them be super proactive, which is great. That's fantastic. Looks like we do have a video out of Sarnia from a few minutes ago. Probably showing the lightning in the background. Whoa! Did you see that? Let's watch that again. I thought it was going to be lightning, but I didn't know it was going to be this wild. Watch this lightning from Sarnia. Whoa! Wild sheet lightning there. Thank you so much to whoever sent that in. Thank you. They wrote, "Oh my God." Yeah, that was intense. Still have 9 to 5 stuck in my head. Good. Yo, Nana. Oh, what's my name? Oh, Nana. Oh, what's my name? I'm asking Dr. Sills about the what Melissa said with the PEI only having 4 tornadoes since 1680, not including the 3 recently. So that means every what? I see. Doctor Sills says the Atlantic provinces have an average annual frequency of 1.1 tornadoes per year, and most of that is New Brunswick. 1680. I'm going to say NTP got records back. Have records back to 1680. Storm heading for the Point Edward area of Sarnia here. Starting to strengthen a little bit. Oh, something's going on with PDTW there. Oh, na na, what's my name? Oh, Melissa got that from Alexa. I thought Adam was under a popcorn warning. I was. I certainly was. And it's back. Looks like it has regenerated. Severe thunderstorm warning in the Northwest Territories? What? Whoa. They have to be notifying this with satellite, right? There's no radar up here. No. That's with satellite. See what it says. Damaging wind gusts, quarter-size hail, and heavy rain. You don't see that very often. I'm pretty confident this is Northwest Territories' first storm-based warning. A lot of firsts this season. Most of the season we were saying, it's the first red severe thunderstorm warning. It's the first red tornado warning. It's the first, right? It's the first orange severe first orange tornado watch ever in Canadian history. We had a lot of history being made. Pretty cool. I do like the white cheddar kind of popcorn stuff, like the smart food, but it's way worse for you than this. This actually scans pretty good on Yuka. It's called it's the purple kernel stuff. Sea salt purple kernel stuff. Is good. Did you see that? The yeah, the PEI tornado today, or that there's a few different videos, but the one video is wild, and there was just trees just flying through the air. It was wild, absolutely bananas. Go to instant weather. Sorry. Go to instant weather Prince Edward Island on Facebook, and you'll see the video. Yeah, Goddard's has some storms coming towards it, but they're not too bad. You're all right. Dr. Sill says 4 tornadoes in Prince Edward Island since 1980. He's like, there may be more before that. He goes, he doesn't know where 1680 comes from, but it's 1980. That makes more sense. I don't remember a lot of tornado warnings from 1680. Or sorry, a lot of tornado reports from 1680. These storms look pretty boring. All right, I think we're probably going to stop the stream. We're going to watch what happens with that Sarnia storm as it moves into Sarnia, but the percentages on it are pretty low. Today looks pretty much like a bus, so that's good. We don't want dangerous storms. We want storms to fizzle. But we do like the rain at some points. When things are very dry. Yeah, I don't know what model they're, I guess Amazon has their own model for that. Ooh, we got a tiny little severe thunderstorm warning up here west of Prince George, British Columbia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Caitlin, I agree. When you see that flying tree, it's like, oh my goodness. And actually, the flying tree is one thing, but watch that video right to the end. The video on Instant Weather Prince Edward Island on Facebook. Watch that video right to the end. You get to see, it comes onto shore, and you get to see this drill bit of a suction vortex. That is the dangerous part. And they're like not that far from it, and they're like laughing about it and talking about it. I'm like, you are too close to a suction vortex. You do not want to be that close to a suction vortex. That thing is just, you just ripping trees right out of the ground. Like, so much power. It's unbelievable. That thing looks strong. Yeah, that thing looked pretty strong. Is it safe to go to sleep in London? Probably. I would think so. I mean, nothing here looks very exciting. You might get a storm. No watches, no warnings. Only there was a forecast from Environment Canada, but they haven't put out a watch or a warning. So, yeah. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's pretty much, they're pretty boring. The Sarnia storm looks like it's going to be some pretty heavy rain. See some gusty winds in there. I'm not seeing anything too exciting. Here's your future radar. Some storms overnight. That's about it. Nothing too wild. Speaking of the storms, I got to bring that box in I was talking about before it gets rained on. Although it would make it easy to get in the box. Sometimes when I have like big boxes I have to break down, I'll just leave them out and they get soaked. And then they're super easy to like tear apart, right? If you got to like cut the box and you're going to chop things and you're like trying to chop them up for the recycling, it's so much more difficult. If they're wet, you just like, they just like fall apart and then you just put them all. It's so much easier. Anyways, I just let them get wet. Easy. And then they dry out and then they're perfect. All right. Oh, how to change Environment Canada watches to a dash line? You mean on Instant Weather Pro? It is coming. So we have it on our bin map, but we are bringing it to everybody. So it is coming. Thank you for your patience. Probably the next few days, it'll be available. So we are doing that. Thank you so much. Appreciate the reminder, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you kindly. Am I safe to sleep? Safe to sleep in Goderich? I think so. I absolutely think so. I think sleeping is quite safe. And these storms, I mean, other than the lightning, these storms don't look too intense. So I think it'll be all right. Nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on radar. Thank you so much, Brendan, for all your help. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, hopefully you stayed safe. So Brantford should expect nothing, says Caitlin. No, you might see some storms overnight, but I don't think they're going to be too wild. If by nothing you mean nothing severe, then severe seems unlikely. But nonetheless, make sure you download our free app. You can get it for free, instantweatherapp.com. It is free, and we will send you notifications if anything does get warned or if we see anything interesting we need to notify. So thanks again, Brennan. Thanks again to everybody on the team. We appreciate it. Alana, thank you to Dalton and Teresa and Patricia and Lindsay and Miranda. And thank you to everybody who helps out on YouTube. We really, really appreciate it. All you wonderful folks. There's a few of you, and you know who you are. And, of course, Smith and Melissa and Lady Esri and all that kind of stuff. And we really appreciate it. So, and on Twitch as well, too. Thank you kindly. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you all very soon. Have yourself a wonderful night. Bye-bye.